Hi, I'm Don.
I'm Claudia.
And we're
Short Trailer. Today, we are collaborating with McMillan Express.
Yes.
It is going to be really a fun little video, so we hope you stay with us. The McMillan Express, with Ben and Christine McMillan, are RVers full-time, and they're 30-something. And so it's really fun to see what the younger folks are doing and going to and seeing. And they happen to be clear across the U.S. from us. So we find lots of neat things to do and see that we don't know about.
Yes, and the other thing I think is really neat is like this community does. We met them on YouTube clear across the country, and they just were fun and talked and seemed happy people, like we've talked to around campfires. And so Claudia reached out to them.
And I said, would you like to collaborate? And they just gave a resounding yes. They're great folks.
Yeah.
So, well, before we actually get into our questions, I want you to be sure and check out the McMillan Express.
Subscribe.
Yes. The description will be below.
Yeah, they're cool people. It's worth doing.
It is.
All aboard!
So, my name is Christina.
And I'm Ben.
And we are the McMillan Express. And we are doing an interview with Short Trailer, Don and Claudia East. They've asked us a few questions and we've asked them a few questions. So we just kind of wanted to get to know each other better. And we thought this would be a really good way to do it.
There you go.
So they sent us some questions. We're going to answer it. Don and Claudia.
My first question is, what prompted you to go full-time and quit your day jobs and move out and become a full-time camper?
So the long answer, we've always wanted to do this. We knew that we wanted to retire and do this. So we were on a plan to pay off our house in 15 years, save money, be able to retire by time we were in our early 50s.
Right.
And what that led to was us saying, okay, let's pay as much as we can on the mortgage, sell our house, make a profit, build a tiny house, and then get just menial part-time jobs and get out of the rat race of the full-time professional careers. I was a mortgage underwriter, Ben was a salesman. So we were just kind of done with the high-stress jobs. Don't get me wrong, I loved my job, but it's not a thoughtless job. It's something that takes a lot of work. And same thing with sales. It's a very hard line of work to be in. So that was the next plan, and we were going to have that done within 5 years. And then I came home from work and I thought, I just don't want to do this for 5 more years. Ben came home that day. I had 2 martinis in, and I started looking on YouTube for something, inspirational or just to make me feel better. And I came across Gone with the Wind. Mm-hmm. And I told Ben, I was like, you've got to watch this. And it happened to be a day in the life, which is them living with their solar and composting toilet, and what a day in the life is like at a BLM free campground. So we watched it, and Ben's like, we could do this. And I'm like, do you really think that we are capable of doing this? And so then we put a plan in motion to, like that night, we put a plan in motion that we were on a 3-year timetable.
Yep.
Of saving as much as we could, doing every bit of research that we possibly could, saving, being as cheap as we could be, just pinching pennies everywhere we could pinch them.
Yeah, paying off all the vehicles, paying everything off, the credit cards, 2 vehicles, we paid all that off.
Yeah, we found just being mindful of not buying stuff saves a lot of money, because everybody tends to get a new car or a new truck or a new vehicle as soon as the other one's paid off, or when it's not quite paid off, and that helped not having vehicle payments.
Yeah.
So it transitioned many times, but that's basically what happened. We just were done with that. Like, we wanted a simple life. That's the short answer.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Just a simple life, and we were just ready to explore this beautiful country of ours, and we figured, we're still young enough to do it. Why not take advantage of it and see this country? So
yeah, and we thought that it would be the cheapest way to see the country. It wasn't about the the camping experience. It was about, this is the way that we get around as cheap as possible.
Right.
Our second question is this something that you are doing permanently, or are you just giving this a try for a year or two and see how it pans out?
Yeah, I think that's go ahead, let us hear the answer.
I think originally when we started doing this, we had planned on trying it out for a year or two. And our goal was to try to do it full time for 2 years, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think since we've been doing this full time, we really feel that we can do this permanently going forward. And if we need to, we're still relatively young. We can get some part-time jobs or a full-time job if we need to, and continue to travel.
In which we will eventually get, some part-time work on the road jobs, the work campers and stuff like that. But I don't think at this point we have any intention of slowing down. None
whatsoever. Can definitely see us doing this in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
As long as possible. Yeah.
The next question are, what are the very best things and also the challenging things that you have found out so far about going full-time?
Having to turn the hot water heater on.
That's one of the challenges?
Yeah, because we actually do a lot of boondocking where we're not plugged into electric, and we can't just leave the hot water heater on. Even when we're at campgrounds, we usually don't get in the habit of leaving the hot water heater on. So a lot of times, you have to wait the 30 minutes or so to take a shower, or, if you want hot water to do dishes. And even if we're not showering every day, if we're boondocking, like just to rinse yourself off, just to give yourself a sponge bath or whatever that day, it's hard to do on the cold days with cold water.
Yeah. But obviously the pros outweigh the cons. I mean, just the ability to walk out of your trailer or your camper and see the surrounding areas, how beautiful it is, nature in itself, the freedom to travel when you want to, where you want to.
I don't really see any challenges. I mean, the hot water heater, that's just...
Yeah, I mean, if you plan ahead from one destination to another destination, it makes life so much easier. That way you're not having to figure out where you're going to go while you're on the road. So definitely plan ahead. Yeah. That just makes life a lot easier. But yeah, as for challenges...
we have a smaller trailer, so we have a smaller refrigerator, so we really have to pay attention at the grocery store. We can't go crazy because we have limited space.
Yeah.
But that just actually makes us more aware and plan meals better and be more prepared. So if anything, I guess that's more helpful.
Yeah, so hopefully that answers that question there.
The oven doesn't cook evenly. But just little stuff. But we've pretty much Ben has learned how to cook everything on a grill. So everything that we want, you're usually cooking outside, or I can do it in, just a single pot or pan inside. But really, just like Ben said, since the pros outweigh the cons so much, I can't be fussy about it.
Not at all. Not at all.
We'd also like to know, what has surprised you the most about going full-time?
Besides just normal living, that is.
People.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think when we were going into this, we were a little worried or scared, if you will, about meeting new people and what type of people we may run into while we're traveling full time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we had the notion that there's a lot of crazy folk out there, and we didn't really want to come across anything like that. But
not that people who camp are crazy.
Right.
We were talking about people in general.
Right, in general.
Yeah, like if we happen to stay the night at a Walmart parking lot or something like that, like who's going to... It's given us a whole new perspective that most people are really wonderful, and there's a few jerks that stick with you, but since we are in more contact with, I guess, more people on a regular basis, we've found that people are not as bad as we thought that they were.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Very surprising. I mean, we've met some wonderful people on our travels so far.
Even you guys were some of the first people to have reached out to us, and we watched your videos, and we just absolutely fell in love with you guys. And had we never did this or started a YouTube channel, we would have never connected with you guys,
Right.
and watched your videos and got to know you through your videos. So
Yeah.
people, I think that's what surprised us the most. Oh, and I think that we're also surprised at how easy it is.
It's really, well, yeah, I guess it is
I
kind of
expected
easy.
it to be so much harder.
Yeah, and there are some bad days, but again, the good days outweigh the bad days by far.
Yeah, being in the small space.
Yeah.
We have a campfire going, so if there's smoke in front of the camera, I'm so sorry. But I thought, maybe being in a small space, because we just have a 23-foot Murphy bed model, would be an issue. But even in our big house, we always found ourselves in the same area anyway, so we didn't really have an issue with that.
Right.
So
So
what
people,
else-
surprising.
Anything else surprise you?
I think what else? Well, yeah, I guess.
How much fun camping is. So we were not campers, and that surprised us. We love the camping experience. We love the campfires and the cooking outside and the trails and all the outdoorsy stuff and talking to neighbors. That really surprised me because I fully thought of it as just a means to travel. I did not think of it as camping. And
Yeah, I
I
agree.
love camping. Biggest surprise is we love camping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is, have you made a bucket list of all the places you want to go? The parks, whatever, and or do you just want to go with the flow and see what happens?
I would say both.
Yes.
There's what we're doing is we'll have a destination where we want to go. Like the next place that we really want to go is Big Bend. So we'll kind of go along the way, and then the next destination might be the Grand Canyon or Mount Rushmore. But we definitely have a bucket list of places we want to go. Mine is Grand Canyon. And I
always
want to
wanted
go
to
to
go-
Yellowstone.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to the North and South Dakota.
Yeah, Ben's is Mount Rushmore. I want to go see the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah. I mean, the list is endless.
Both of ours, we definitely want to hopefully get to Alaska. That's been huge on our bucket list since we've ever dreamt about traveling.
Yeah.
So, what's next question? Not having to turn the hot water heater on.
Yeah, really, not a whole lot of anything for me, anyways. Like Christina said earlier, we found ourselves really just living in the live.
I've got one. What, if anything, do you miss about living in a regular sticks and brick home?
I'll bet you miss all the repairs you have to do.
RVs have repairs too, dear.
Nothing like a home.
living room for the most part, and that's where we congregated to. We had a pretty big house.
And we love to garden. We had a garden with our fresh vegetables, and we love to plant flowers and take care of the yard. But when you're working all week long, it kind of takes over your weekends to do that kind of stuff. So I don't miss it though.
No, I don't miss it either. I think this is it's got to be the best decision we've ever decided to do. So,
Finally, I think it's a question people often ask. Did you do much camping, RVing, or anything else before you decided to go full time? And maybe what got you started? Why did you decide to go full timing? I think that's a funny question, don't you?
It is.
Yeah. We're kind of in-betweeners. We can talk about that in another time.
No, we did not. As a matter of fact, I've never pulled a trailer in my life with my truck or any truck. So the whole process, the whole camping thing, the whole camping world was totally new to us.
Yeah, and everybody's aware that follows our channel of our brother Billy, my brother-in-law, our brother-in-law Billy, my sister's husband. And of course, he was with us for every step along the way of the first time Ben towed, and he was very familiar with how to do everything. So it wasn't like we were going into it completely blind. We had help. Ben's dad helped us, but I had never even camped, never tent camped.
Yeah, I tent camped one time in Boy Scouts, like years and years
Yeah.
ago.
It never appealed to me because I'm scared of bears. So I've always thought that people who go out and tit camp, I've always envied their courage and being brave. And of course, they don't think of it as any big deal. But to me, that seemed like a really big deal and just something that I didn't feel like I was capable of doing. Yeah. So the first time that we ever camped was in Beth and Billy's backyard, or my sister and brother-in-law's backyard. And we started, with a couple days at a time. He was installing our solar and composting toilet, and we would just go camp in their backyard, and probably once a month. And then when we moved into the trailer, we stayed at one of our friends' house for 5 weeks, and then after 5 weeks of living in it full time is our first campground experience.
Yep.
So we were newbies. We were so green.
New and so green.
Yeah, and now we researched a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't go into it blind, but camping never interested us. RVing interested us as a retirement plan to travel, but
Yeah,
that was it.
that was it.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, guys, it's starting to rain, so we're going to wrap it up. Do we have anything that we need to end with?
Well, we thank you guys so much for giving us this
yes.
opportunity to, answer some questions for you all.
Get to know each other
Get
better.
to know you guys a little bit better. And we look forward to, meeting you guys later on down the line.
Yeah, and hearing your responses. You guys are in, the perfect part of California, so we can't wait to get there and hang out.
Absolutely.
When we get out west, we'll be seeing you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Don and Claudia.
Peace.
We really want to thank the McMillans for giving us the time for this interview. They're really great.
Yeah.
And we thank you for answering all of our questions so honestly and forthright. Hope we get to see you on the road really soon.
Oh, I do too. And all the ones that might happen to listen to this, we'd love to interview you as well as the McMillans. I know they would want to talk to you. I mean, that's part of what this community is about is, hey, what's up?
That's true. Anyway, for now, we thank you for watching. Be sure and subscribe.
Okay, bye. One final question I'd like to ask viewers out there. Do you think old people know anything about camping? Or do you have questions for us younger individuals with experience? If you do, please throw us a question or subscribe or make a comment. Claudia?
My question would be, if you were interviewing the McMillans, what question would you ask them?
Yeah, they're great. We've enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to the time when we can see them.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
We'll say bye one more time.
Dad's been a truck driver forever, so of course Ben's dad had lots of tips, and my dad has pulled a utility trailer with a lawn business my whole life, so he had lots of tips. So we weren't going into this blind. We had lots of help and lots of pointers and people along the way with us.